I pulled the truck my brother-in-law told the site he bought, so the truck's mine. A loaded F-350 dual-tank, gooseneck hitch, the whole setup. I paid it off 2 years ago and I baby that thing. My brother-in-law Derek married my sister Casey 4 years ago, and about 6 months back his own truck threw a rod and he couldn't afford to fix it. He does framing, subs out on job sites, so no truck means no work. Casey asked me to help him out. I said, sure, take mine for a couple weeks till you get yours sorted. A couple weeks turned into 6 months. I let it slide, honestly, because Casey's my sister and he was actually working, actually bringing money home. I'd get it back some weekends, we'd swap for my beater sedan, and everybody was fine with it. Then last month, I ran into a guy named Marcus at the hardware store. Turns out he's a GC Derek's been framing for. We got to talking and he goes, your brother-in-law, man, he's set up nice. Told me he just bought that big diesel rig. Said he's expanding, buying his own equipment now. I kinda laughed and said, that's actually my truck. I'm just letting him use it for a while. Marcus's face did a little thing. Huh, he's been telling everybody it's his. He even quoted me an equipment rate on it. That last part stuck. An equipment rate, meaning Derek was billing the job for a truck he didn't own and keeping the difference. I didn't say anything right there. I called Casey first. Hey, is Derek telling people he bought my truck? She got quiet then. He might have said something like that. It's just easier than explaining the whole borrowing thing. Looks better for him with the guys. I said, looks better for him. Is he charging the site to use it? She goes, it's normal, everybody bills equipment. It's basically his truck at this point. He uses it every day. Basically his truck. That's the exact phrase that flipped something in me. I told her flat out, it's not his truck, it's mine. He needs to stop telling people he bought it, and he needs to stop billing for it. She got defensive fast. Why are you making this a thing? He's finally doing well. You want to blow that up over your ego? My ego. Over my own paid-off truck. I called Derek that night. He didn't even bother denying it. Man, that's just how the industry works. You gotta look established or nobody takes you serious. Nobody's getting hurt. I said, you're taking money for my truck. He goes, I'm the one driving it, wearing it out, doing the work. You're just sitting on it. Like I owed him. Like the title had his name on it because he turned the key. I said, I want it back this weekend. He laughed. I got a big pour Thursday, I need it. We'll talk after. And he hung up on me. So Thursday I drove out to the site. I've still got my own key, obviously. I pulled up in the sedan around 1 p.m., right as the crew was breaking for lunch. Big site. Marcus was there, and maybe 8 guys were standing around the tailgate of my truck eating off it. Derek's leaning on the hood like he owns the place, telling some story with his hands. I walked straight up, keys out, and said, hey Derek, I'm taking my truck back. Everything went quiet. He straightened up. What are you doing here? We're working. I opened the driver's door. You told these guys you bought this. You're billing Marcus for it. So I'm correcting the record. It's mine, it's paid off, and I'm driving it home right now. Marcus looked at Derek. Wait, it's not your truck? Derek's whole face went red. He goes, come on man, don't do this here. You're embarrassing me. I said, you did that part yourself. I climbed in, and he grabbed the door. You can't just leave. My tools are in the bed, the materials. I looked at him. Then you better start unloading. He stood there in front of 8 guys pulling his own gear out of the bed of a truck he'd told every one of them he'd bought. Marcus watched the whole thing, arms crossed. I waited till the last saw hit the dirt, then I backed out and drove off. Casey's not speaking to me. Marcus called 2 days later and asked if I'd rent the truck to the site myself under my name.